Anatomy Demo 11.1 by Taylor Juretic. To begin, we'll start by taking a look at the distal humerus here. The distal humerus has two articulating surfaces which articulate with the radius and ulna, respectively. The capitulum is on the lateral side, which articulates with the radius, and medially we have the trochlea, which articulates with the ulna. As Karen always says, the kids at UT drink RC, which will help us remember which articulates with which. Superior to the capitulum, we have the radial fossa, which articulates with the radial head once we are fully flexed, and the coronoid fossa, which is superior to the trochlea, and articulates with the coronoid process of the ulna during flexion. Posteriorly, we have the olecranon fossa, seen here, which houses the olecranon process of the ulna during extension. Lastly, we have the medial epicondyle, which is an attachment point for our flexors, and the lateral epicondyle, which serves as an attachment point for our extensors. Next, we have the proximal ulna. Posteriorly, we can see the olecranon process, and anteriorly, we can see the coronoid process here. The olecranon and coronoid process together form the trochlear notch of the ulna, which articulates with the trochlea of the humerus. Moving laterally from the coronoid process, we have the radial notch seen here. This is a small, rounded concavity that allows for smooth articulation with the head of the radius. Moving on to the radius, we have a smooth, cylindrical head that articulates with the capitulum of the humerus and radial notch of the ulna, as we just mentioned. Moving inferiorly, we have the neck of the radius, and then we reach the radial tuberosity, which serves as an attachment point for the biceps brachii muscle. Now that we know our bony landmarks, we can take a look at the two joints. First, we have the elbow joint. As we've said, the humerus articulates with the radius through the capitulum and the ulna through the trochlea. This allows for the joint to be either flexed or extended. The joint capsule is weak anteriorly and posteriorly, but strengthened medially and laterally by collateral ligaments. Here, we have the radiocollateral ligament, which runs from the annular ligament of the radius to the lateral epicondyle, and the ulnar collateral ligament seen here, which runs from the ulna to the medial epicondyle. Next, we have the proximal radial ulnar joint, which is a pivot joint and held in place by the annular ligament of the radius, seen here. The fibrous capsule that encloses this joint is continuous with that of the elbow. The actions that this joint allows for is pronation and supination of the forearm. Lastly, here we can see the biceps and the brachialis, which are both innervated by the musculocutaneous nerve. The biceps muscle works to supinate the forearm and flex the elbow joint. The brachialis muscle flexes the elbow joint, and the triceps brachii, seen here, is innervated by the radial nerve, which works to extend the elbow joint.